In this episode, I explored two temples in the Hanok village in Eunpyeong-Gu. For this trip, I brought my Canon QL17G3 for film photography with Fujifilm 200 and Pen 200. Hello, welcome to Darkroom News. My name is Hyung-Ju, and this is the second episode of Seoul on Film. Eunpyeong-Gu is located in the northwestern part of Seoul. It has Bukhansan Mountains, Jungwansa Temple, and Bulgang Stream, so it has more greenery than other districts. It's also known as a residential district with a slightly higher rate of detached and multifamily houses compared to other districts. I decided to visit this area to highlight temples that are less known than those in the countryside. Especially after discovering that Korea's largest golden temple is located here. I've been to Jungwansa for twice, once for 𝚒𝚎𝚊𝚐𝚘 ritual in October 2025 and again in 2026. Jungwansa was established in 1011 during the Goryeo dynasty. On my first visit, originally I was headed to Hanok village, but followed a sign to a temple and stumbled upon the 𝚒𝚎𝚘𝚎 ceremony. Later, I found that it's a Buddhist ritual meant to comfort wandering spirits, both land and water, so they may find peace. Traditionally, 𝚒𝚎𝚘𝚎 honors souls who died without proper rites, especially those lost in water or far from home. Last year's events also commemorate the 80th anniversary of Korea's liberation. Although I missed the beginning, it was a meaningful experience, as it was my first time seeing a major Buddhist event other than Buddha's birthday. On my second visit, I was able to take a closer look at Jungwansa's architecture and surroundings. The weather was nice, so I could see the contour of the Hanok more clearly. One of my favorite photos from Jungwansa is this one. It's a tea house inside the temple. I really enjoyed the combination of traditional Hanok's thatched roof structure and the Western-style terrace. Since it's right next to Jungwansa, Eunpyeong Hanok village is easy to explore together. I also saw many foreign visitors there. It seemed to be better known among foreigners than Koreans. Unlike Bukchon Hanok village in Jongno-gu, This village is built on flat land and has much newer feel. It's less crowded than the famous tourist spot 𝚒𝚘𝚕𝚘𝚠 Hanok village, so it's a good place to take a walk and enjoy the architecture. Although it's a residential area, there are still some cafes and Hanok rental shops to explore. Most Hanok in Seoul have endured the passage of time rather than being newly built, but this village is a newly developed neighborhood where people actually live, so it felt somewhat unfamiliar even to me as a Korean. I felt like I were looking at a what-if version of Seoul, one that had evolved more gradually, without the abrupt waves of Western influence or Japanese colonization. Next, I visited Suguksa, which is often referred to as the Golden Temple. To get to Suguksa, I had to walk through a typical Seoul residential area, which was a nice contrast to the quiet atmosphere of Jungwansa. Anyway, I finished 𝚤𝚘𝚘𝚠 200 and switched to Fujifilm 200. While Jungwansa felt vast and historical, Suguksa felt very modern except for the main building, 𝚒𝚗𝚜𝚎. It always had the vibe of a friendly neighborhood church. Later, I learned that the temple was heavily damaged during the Korean War and was rebuilt in 1995, which explains its modern layout. Rather than a tourist landmark, it felt like a religious space for locals. It was about to get dark, so it was a little disappointing to miss the beautiful contrast that light creates. It was not as fabulous as I expected, and I think I had set my bar too high after visiting Jungwansa. But if I were Buddhist living around here, I think this would be a very calm and friendly temple to visit. Well, it was a very compact photo walk, and I'm really satisfied with the photos I took, especially with 𝚤𝚘𝚘𝚠 200. I had several disappointing experiences with 𝚤𝚘𝚘𝚠 400, but this 𝚤𝚘𝚘𝚠 200 makes me want to shoot more black and white film. Maybe it's only because I started to edit my film photos, but it was my first time truly satisfied with black and white films. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.